let's take a look at another game going on for Sunday. But first, if you want to subscribe to Jim Fight's YouTube page, it's called Sports Betting. Just click on that link right above us. All right, we got the Sunday basketball game. Louisville playing Pitt, an ACC showdown. Louisville has been on vacation here. They've had 7 full days off for this one. And both teams actually played Pitt in their last game, and it didn't work out too good. Duke was a 4-point favorite, or Louisville was a 4-point favorite against Duke at home, and they lost 63-52. They only shot 29%, 4 of 25 from long range. And then you had the Pitt team that lost to Duke on Monday, 79-65. They didn't shoot that bad, but they allowed 11 of 23 3-point shooting. And you got a Louisville team that's 9th in the nation in rebounding. So, Jeff, are they an overvalued team because they're on a 1-1 ATS run? An overvalued Patino squad by any chance?
Yeah, they have a terrible against the spread record, but a lot of that is because they're favored by so many points, and then they win. They have comfortable wins, but not enough to cover the number. The loss of the game, they caught Duke in a it's a bad situation for Louisville. It's bad enough to play Duke after 1 loss, but they had to play Duke after 2 losses, and Duke loses 3 games in a row, like once in a blue moon. So, but the biggest concern right now for Louisville is Montrezl Harrell, who's has only attempted 32 shots and made 14 in the last 4 games. And he's been to the free throw line a total of 10 times in that span. So that right now, that is their biggest concern. Rick Pitino said he's got to find a way to get the ball more often. I guess I'm not sure how he's going to do that. Duke played a 2-3 zone that had a lot to do with Louisville's troubles on Saturday. Louisville's 3 losses have been against top teams in the country: Kentucky, North Carolina, and Duke. But they have been money burners. 4-11-2 against the spread, including 1-8-2 at home, 1-2 on the road. Pittsburgh just not much better. 4-11-1 overall against the spread, 2-6 at home, 0-3-1 on the road. They lost the game at Duke 79-65. They really never had a chance in that game. Duke shot the lights out. They shot 48% from 3-point range. So Pittsburgh's going to clamp down on that a little bit if they want to have a chance in this one. Most of their wins this year have been against weak competition. Their best win was probably against Kansas State in the Maui Invitational, the Maui tournament, and they also have wins against Florida State and Georgia Tech. This game, we figure the line would be about Louisville, maybe 10 points or so. But I want to go against Louisville in this game, even on the road. I would lean toward Louisville in this game, John.
All right, Pittsburgh is 3-3 in the ACC. They play their best basketball at home, 9-1 straight up at home, but they're not covering numbers, as you mentioned, 2-7 against the spread. They're also 6-1 over the total at home. That Monday game against Duke, they shot 45%, but still lost the game by 14 points, allowing 46% shooting, 11 of 23 from long range. So, Zach, do they actually have the defense to deal with the Cardinals here?
I think they do. That's their strength in this game, and as Jeff was saying, I think the spread will be somewhere between the 9.5, 10.5 point range in favor of Louisville. And their name is really getting that high spread out there. They've been one of the top teams in college basketball over the last 3 to 4 years. But we're seeing some issues with the players they've lost over those past couple of years. Gorgie Zhang's in the NBA, Russ Smith, Peyton Siva, Chase Bohannon has kicked off the team. There's a couple other guys. So they've had a flurry of guys leave. And I think Rick Pitino hasn't come out and say it, but this team is kind of lost in transition right now. Wayne Blackshear's senior, but he's really not playing up to par. He never has his whole career there. Luke Hancock was the other one I forgot to mention. He graduated senior last year. Montrezl Harrell, he lost all that weight to get down to NBA size, but I think it's actually hurt him from the way he was playing last year. He's not as strong inside, in conference play especially. And that's why one of the reasons why he's not getting a lot of shots off. And then the rotation for Louisville from every other position is just up in the air. They don't have any go-to players right now. Terry Rozier's in a mini sophomore slump from the way he played last year at guard, and Chris Jones with one of those JUCO transfers that played all right last year with Russ Smith, but he's kind of not shown that he can be the premier leader there. So they're struggling a bit, and I don't like the center play at all with Mancock and the other guy out there, 7'3" guy. They're not playing well, and I think that's where Pittsburgh can have a mini advantage here, is attack that interior like other teams have and play their solid perimeter defense, which they're capable of. And until Louisville shows the ability to score points and keep teams at bay, you can't back them right now. And I've had a couple of plays on them where they've had huge leads and they just let them go away. because they're not consistent enough offensively right now, and their defensive press is probably the worst I've seen in the last 5 years because their guard play is not capable of running it. So teams are able to score on them on that press or draw fouls and get to the free throw line. And even though Pittsburgh's having a down year, I think they've got a solid defensive team that'll keep them in this game. Like I said, Louisville, they've had sizable leads against Wake Forest. They blew it and lost the cover. They had a sizable lead against Long Beach State, blew it and lost the cover. And I could go on and on. Since mid-December, they just have not been able to cover that number, and they're just not getting enough quality shots in half-court sets. And I think the biggest key with them not getting these covers right now is they're not getting the same type of turnovers with their press that would give them an extra 10 to 15 points that they were getting the last 3 to 4 years. In Pittsburgh, like I said, they're a down team, but let's not forget this team's from the Big East. They've played Louisville. A lot of these players have been around in those matchups. Cameron Wright, he's been there forever. James Robinson, some of these other guys. They've got enough on defensively to stay in this game. I don't know where they're going to get the points offensively, but like I said, until Louisville starts getting back in that 70-point range as a team, I can't back them with a high number. So I'll take Pittsburgh on Saturday, and the home court advantage, the zoo of Pittsburgh, is definitely one of the tougher places to play, especially on a Saturday.
Yeah, neither of these teams have been covering games. I'm hesitant to back Pitt, though, at home. After a spread loss, Pitt is 6-21-1 against the spread, and even at home court, 8-21 against the spread. However, we'll look at a defensive game. Louisville top 10 in rebounding, and when you look at what Pitt did last year, when they stepped up in competition to play top 10 teams, they slowed the pace down. They played great defense. A year ago, they were playing then number 1 ranked Syracuse at home. It was a 58-56 final. They played slow down Virginia and didn't get into a running game, 51-48 game. And then in the tourney, they played then number 1 Florida, and it was a defensive game, 61-45. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a slower paced game on Sunday in this one. All right, let's tell everybody what we have going on for the upcoming weekend. Jeff, congratulations on hitting that NFL playoff game of the year. That was the Patriots 45-7, part of a 4-2 NFL run. Plus, you got some college basketball and pro basketball for this weekend.
Yeah, this week I'm going to have a 3-game college basketball package for at JimFights.com for $39. Plus, I'm going to have my first college conference game of the year for $25. Also, if you call LVSS at 1-866-575-8916, you're going to get a week of NBA and college basketball for only $5. Let's call LVSS 1-866-575-8916 and go to JimFights.com for those college basketball packages and also the college conference game of the year.
All right, and Zach, the numbers speak for themselves with you. NFL season of 44-23-1. Your college basketball season 73-38-4. That included underdog DePaul on Sunday, winning the game in overtime. And what do you have for this weekend?
You know what? This weekend, college basketball, maybe even some NBA, but I'm just seeing a pattern right now that I'm going to keep on doing it with the underdogs. The underdogs are covering, so I'm looking for value right now. I'll probably tone back the plays here for the next week, but I'll still probably have 7 to 8 college basketball plays through the week, including the weekend, and hopefully come out on top and get over the 80 win mark. JimFights.com, I'll probably have between 2 and 4 plays on Saturday, depending on where I see value, and then Super Bowl. I'm not sure when I'm going to put that up. Probably be midweek next week. I'll put up that play with a couple of props as soon as I can delve into that. It looks like Richard Sherman will be fine. I'm waiting to hear on what's going on with the safety Earl Thomas, but there's a lot of things that are going to have to come to light before I put out that Super Bowl play.
All right, and Jim Fice on a 25-13 run with NFL sides. He's also a perfect 9-0 with NBA games of the year. Hit Houston Rockets on Monday as NBA Punisher Game of the Year, 110-98. Check out JimFice.com for his daily 3-packs in the NHL, NBA, as well as big college basketball games this weekend. Make sure you check out JimFice.com for free daily fast facts. Those are basketball and football stats that you can get every day, plus free plays, articles, and more. Good luck with the games, everyone. And we're going to see you next week with the NFL version of Proline. We'll take a look at some prop bets. We'll see you then.